Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Charade Maniacs, and holy shit, my thing decided it was going to just go from like 2%, which I have it on, to like 100, and Jesus, the music is very loud, and I have it turned down like almost to not, like, it's crazy. Listen, it's my main complaint here. Well, okay, it's not my main complaint, but it is a complaint. Like, good God, why is your background music crazy? Anyway, hold on. We're going to go all the way back. Because we're going to start a new route today. I'm going to start from our common route save file so that I don't have to. That music is just killing me. It's so fucking loud. Anyway, so last time we finished Ibana's route. I miss Ibana already. I don't know how this is going to go. So, I don't know who we're starting, but I remembered we had a common route, so we don't have to skip through 2 chapters. We can just start here, because, like, big brain time. Anyway. That's not going to happen the next time we go through a route. I'm not going to remember that. Because anyway, so I brought up the Reddit thread that we have with the suggested kind of order. We've already done Tomose, Akase, and Ibana. So technically, let's see who their recommended 4th character is. Now, obviously, we've already done Utami and Iochi, so if one of them is there, we'll obviously skip it. So the next one is Iochi. Okay, so Iochi was recommended number 4. All right, we've already done Iochi, so obviously we're not going to do that again. Number 5 is Futami. Okay. All right. I'm curious to see when we're done and we've gotten through everyone, or at least the second to last route, because then we'll be like, well, we obviously know who the last route is when we get to that point. You know what I mean? I'm curious to see, Atome Kitten's route where she put the characters, because, like, I don't want to click that because I think it's all listed out in one. This, at least, individual spoiler tags, you know what I mean? So now technically we've done all the characters. I still don't like Utami as 2nd. 5th is curious to me because 7, 8, and 9 are the locked routes. So now we are down to which one? Okay. I'm still betting that Haiji and Gyobu are fucking locked. I don't think there's a doubt on that. No. There's never been a doubt on that because of how the characters that we've played and gotten to. The only question is now Chigasaki or Dazai. Which one of those is next? Because it's going to be one of them. I'm going to guess... Okay, well, here's the thing. So, Chigasaki could be the next character because we don't really know much technically about either one of them. Dazai's a little more quiet and not as, I don't want to say upfront with us, but like Chigasaki's kind of been there before and in the common route and everything and helped us out and been really nice. Dazai hasn't been mean or anything, but we haven't had as much engagement with him. We know from Ibana's route that Dazai is a prior participant, so he got shit to hide. And we need to know more about that, right? So on one hand, Dazai being the not locked character, the next one, it would make sense because we already know, and his secret is that he's been here before. But would they do the exact same thing? Because, I mean, if you think about it, Iochi and Akaze were partners, and so that was like their big secret. But also, Iochi's brother was a sponsor, but weren't Akase's parents also sponsors, and then his sister was kidnapped and put in the game, basically. So, like, similar, but, like, slightly different. So, I guess, theoretically, you could say Dazai's not going to have too much more in addition to, like, the way Ibana's came out. Ibana wasn't just like, I lost my arm. He was like, I was assaulted by my father's girlfriend. Like, there's a whole lot of trauma going on there. Like, that was unexpected. So, like, what's Dazai got? If Dazai's the locked route, what else do you have that makes you locked? That's going to be more worthy than Ibana. Like, that poor motherfucker. I just want to hold him and tell him everything's going to be okay. I love him so much. Chigasaki, on the other hand, seems harmless and sweet and nice. But then it's like, but then what are you hiding? Because we know that Dazai's a prior participant. So, like, what's going on with you? Like, you gotta have something, because otherwise, why are you the 6th character if you don't have something more interesting that you're hiding than Futami. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna say I lean toward Chigasaki because I feel like I don't know. I lean more toward Chigasaki because I feel like I'm gonna get bamboozled and something's gonna come out in his route and I'm be like, I did not see that coming, because I'm just like, you seem nice and sweet and kind, and like, I don't think you're really hiding anything. Even though logically I'm like, you have to be hiding something, because everyone here aside from Tomose is hiding something. Tomose was hiding his quote, you can air quotes around this, his feelings for me, not really well. From her, but from us, we fucking knew. But that was the most thing you were hiding. That's why you're character number 1. Like, but I'm trying to figure out, like, what is Chigasaki hiding, or what could you possibly, that you're the route, that you're number 6? Unless it's to lure us into a false sense of security. But, like, if you did this in this order, and you did Futami, and then you go to Chigasaki, you're like, you've got to be hiding something serious, because, like, we already know who the sponsor is, so what's your deal? And what's the rest of them? I mean, I already know Gyobu and Haiji are sus as fuck. So, like, I'm expecting that to be a goddamn roller coaster of insanity. But, like, Daza, I'm expecting, okay, you've been here before, but, like, what's the secret behind that? And maybe it's not going to be as, like, traumatic as Ibana, but there's something going on there. Okay. But, like, Chigasaki, I don't know. I just feel like between the two of them, even though we know Dazai's main secret, I still feel like Chigasaki, to me, I'm like, I would have put him as, like, the second character, because I'm like, I don't feel like you're hiding anything, which is probably saying a lot of how bamboozled I'm going to be, but all right, let's just find out. I think I'm placing my bets on Chigasaki, because I feel like, but it could go either way. It could be, like, I'm not sure here. I'm not really not, but anyway, let's see. Character number 6, the last not locked route. Well, none of them are locked anymore, to be fair, but it is Chigasaki. Okay. All right. Okay. So, let's open his Mamoru Chigasaki. Let's open your... Okay, it's taken forever for my tablet to open this. But we are here. Okay, so we did our common route save file. Okay. And we end the exploration. Okay, cool. And we start skipping. And we'll see what happens. Now I'm curious, though. If you are the 6th route, it does make me wonder, like, what are... Again, everyone, aside from Tomose. Okay, Tomose is like the open book, which, again, that's why he's the first character. You're like, yeah, okay, I get it. Everybody else is, like, hiding some shit. And, like, sometimes it's more innocuous. Yeah, okay, obviously. Okay, the library, because that's where Chigasaki is. You know, like, to be fair, Ibana's whole thing is trauma. But it's not like it's anything that's like, like Futami being the sponsor. That's detrimental to our lives here. Ibana's secret is more like, that's your, like, that's you. That's your secret. That's your personal trauma. But, like, the game, obviously, that's his big secret, aside from he's been here before, that this is his trauma going on. So, like, everybody's got multiple kind of secrets, sort of. You know? Aside from Tomose. So, like, you can't go and get it to this point and be like the 6th character. Okay, the locked ones should have something big in them, right? And you get to Chigasaki and he's like, I'm just normal, everyday person, nothing going on. It's like, wouldn't it, you know what I mean? Like, think of Tomose's route, right? It was very straightforward, simple. Like, his big secret was he was in love with us and she was clueless. We knew that, but it's like, okay, fine. There wasn't really, you know, much drama. There wasn't much like, oh my god, what? Oh my god, you're finding out these secrets, because you've known him your whole life, so you kind of expected it to be like that. So I'm not saying anything bad about Tomose's route. Like, obviously, standard childhood friend, like, okay, cool. It's the easiest route to do first, because it's got the least amount of twists and turns and, like, whatever, right? But you can't go to all these other routes that have all these secrets and kind of little twists and things, and then go to Chigasaki, where he's basically like Tomose, where there's really not much of a secret going on here. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of, I don't want to say basic, because that makes it sound bad, but in the simplest, like, he's basic. Like, Tomose's route is basic. There's not a lot of gasp-heavy plot twists there. You're like, okay, yeah. Good route. Nothing wrong with it. I actually really liked it. But Then you go to all these gasp-heavy plot twist runs where there's all these secrets, and you're like, oh, okay, all right. And then Chikasaki's back to being like, you can't do that. So, like, what the fuck are you hiding? Curious. Interesting. Okay, anyway, Chikasaki. What do you think, Chikasaki? It's difficult to tell. I don't really know at all. I'm not sure what we're talking about. I forgot. Yeah, I'm sorry, Chikasaki. I shouldn't have asked you something like this. It's all right. I'm sure everyone else is thinking about it too. I don't know the reason for the stream, but if there's anything I can help with, don't hesitate to ask. See, but now your sprite is sweating, and I feel like maybe I should be sus. Am I sus of this? I don't know. I'll do whatever I can. If it means I can be if it means I can be of assistance. I don't know why I couldn't read that. Chikasaki, thank you. Like, he's so sweet and adorable and, like, really nice, so now I'm just concerned that the game's gonna be mean to me, and he's, like... He's gonna turn into Futami or something, like, where you don't see it coming. I don't know. In the end, we can't know the real reason we're made to act in... Okay, in the real world, we can't know what the real reason we're made... I can't read today! I'm sorry. Apparently, I don't know, but good fucking God. In the end, we can't know what the real reason we're made to act in these dramas is. Okay, let me go. I guess it doesn't matter where we go technically, but it says go to the park. Okay. Ah! There's my precious. I love Ibana. Oh, Ibana. I miss you, you salty little bastard. Who was just so sweet and marshmallowy inside. I should follow Haiji. Really interesting. Okay. Alright. Why are we following Haiji now, huh? Interesting. What's going on here? I'm gonna choke to death, I'm sorry. So. Now I'm just like, now I got nothing, because all my stuff. Okay, friendly interactions. Okay. Also, I'm trying to think, too, because now that we've gotten to this point, and we see Futami was the 5th character, I'm still, like, looking back at all the other routes we've done, and I still don't see where, and maybe I'm just stupid. Like, it could just be me. But, like, I don't see in the build, like, obviously you did Tomose's, you would have seen Ibana's arms, you kind of get that little hint. And, like, I like that we did Iochi before, so we have Iochi be like, right, Ibana? Huh? Right? People have been here before? Right? You know, but again, if doing Ibana's route first and then doing Iochi's based on the guide, or, you know, suggested order. Hold on, exit the lodging. Oh, interesting. Have we done this before? Obviously we had to, because we've done Futami's route. Well, that was by accident, so... And Chikasaki's here. But it's interesting that Chikasaki's here. Like, clearly we've done this before, but I don't remember. Like, we weren't using a guide when we did Futami, so why would we have looked at Futami? Was Chikasaki not available in this the first time? Because he doesn't show up in the picture, but he's here. Oh, wait, this was the conversation where... Okay, we were like, don't say you like Haiji, because I feel like that's bad. My eyes met with Chikasaki's, and I didn't even look in the guide, but I'm just assuming, because we're going down Chikasaki's route. My eyes met with Chikasaki's, and he nodded, smiling gently. Haiji, don't trouble Sana like that. Why? When people grow up, they start to get embarrassed at telling others how they feel. Oh, is that how it is? Yes, so give her a break and don't try to force an answer out of her. Okay, I'll try again another time. Doesn't that just mean he'll ask me again later on? See, and like, Haiji's acting really sus. Okay, the more you see about this, okay, I already thought Haiji was sus as fuck, but the more you see with him saying certain things like that, like in Ibana's route, and then here you're like, yeah, it's getting creepy. And it's not like, oh, little kid doesn't know what he's saying. It's like, no, it's creepy. You know exactly what you're doing, and it's disturbing. Especially because you're pretending to be 12. I don't believe for a fucking second you're really 12. Unless you're 12 in alien time because you're one of these fucking mud creature things. Then maybe. But like, no, you know? Like something weird about this. Anyway. Go to the living room. Oh, we get to be with Ibana again. Oh, my precious. But anyway, like, so yes, if you did Ibana's route first and then you did Iochi being like, right, Ibana, people have been here before. You're like, that's cute. Okay. So, fine. but I still don't see in any of the other routes that we have done anywhere that Futami has been a little sus or weird, where if you got to his route before this one, that you'd be like, yeah, I saw that. I don't know. Is it just me? I don't, like, I guess maybe Futami should have been sus because everyone's sus, and we've never really seen. Oh, we go to Gyobu. Okay, this is interesting. It's interesting that in Chigasaki's route, and I guess it's because you're going down Chigasaki, they don't want you to get points with Ibana or Yochi or whatever. But we're saying things like, oh, follow Haiji, talk to Gyobu. At this point in the game, all of the routes are unlocked. So, like, but I guess it's because you're choosing Chigasaki. So, but now instead, but like, I don't know. It could just be because you don't want to get points with Ibana or Yochi or whatever, but now we're going to following Haiji or saying something to Gyobu, and those are the most sus characters, so now I'm wondering, what's really going on with Chigasaki? Is it just convenient? Is it just coincidence? Like, what's happening? Anyway. Gyobu, what subjects were you good at? That I was good at? Well, nothing. Oh, really? That's surprising. Oh? Do you think I'm a smart guy? Heck no. You got nothing on the brain but games. Come on. Games use brain power too. If I had to pick one, I like math the most. Math is like playing a puzzle game. Games use brain power, exactly like this one. We have to think a lot through this shit, okay? I do not have a lot of brain power right now. Huh? Is it? If you don't like math, try to think of it like it's a game. Yobu, you should try thinking of modern Japanese like a game too. You can think of it as some sort of detective mystery game. Oh, I get it. I'll think about it. He definitely won't. All these parts of me, and then I lose my train of thought. But like, anyway, I think it's just the like, yeah, Futami. I'm like trying to see sus, but then again, I mean, it's because we're not also replaying the common route, so maybe things that he's saying just seemed kind of whatever at the time, wasn't really like, wait, really sus? I mean, everyone's sus, so that's why he's sus. But there was nothing really that jumped out at me as like, what the fuck? Aside from everybody's suspicious as shit. You know? To where I still don't think at this point I would have been like, yeah, no, I could kind of see where he went nutter butters and that kind of came. You know what I mean? Like, I still don't see that anywhere in other routes we're doing. And like, I don't know. Especially because we did Iochi before Futami. Sure, we should have. Which one was he on? He's on the information team. Okay, so I was like, I can't remember what team we're on. Yeah, see, so now we know Dazai was the other locked route. So I would guess Dazai's the next route after this one, because I'm pretty sure Gyobu and Haiji are the most sus as fuck motherfuckers in this entire thing. And I'm pretty sure I've been sus as fuck of them from the beginning. Gyobu just acts suspicious, so like not surprised here. And I still am not falling for Haiji being 12 and like some of the things in like, no. You were fucking fooling us and you were trying to pull the wool over everyone's eye. Like, no. You're like Kaiser Soze up in here. Like, greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. That's you! That is so fucking you! You're gonna, like, everybody thinks you're simple and a child, and then you're gonna walk away, you're a 30-year-old fucking man with, like, a genius-level IQ. Like, nah, you ain't fooling me, motherfucker. Or you're one of those Arcadian alien things, and that's why you don't know certain things, is because you haven't quite figured it out, and that's why you put yourself in this position, because you want to absorb human information. For whatever reason, I don't know, that'll come out, but I'm just saying. Go to the alley. I'm gonna guess it's you know the map well, because we've already chosen you have good hearing, and we didn't end up on a Chigasaki route, so. No, it's you have good hearing. Hey, we did good for Chigasaki, apparently. Okay, alright, and this is where the thing goes, and we see the monsters, and Chigasaki's all helping us, and we see the squishy monster beings. Okay. All right. Okay. Um. Yeah. So I mean, I was pretty. I mean, I think I was pretty sure even when we started that, like, okay, if Dazai was the next route, then Chikasaki's the next one. Like, it was going to be those two flipped: Chigasaki and Dazai, or Dazai and Chigasaki. So, I'm going with Dazai. Probably Gyobu because he's sus as fuck, but I don't think he's as sus as Haiji. Haiji is pretty fucking vicious again. Because you trying to pretend you a simple child, and that is bullshit, sir. You know? Again, the only reason I could fall for okay, like the whole like, oh, I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. What's this? What's that? And asking that is not because he's trying to bamboozle us, but because he's an Arcadian and he's actually trying to understand. So, you know, these questions where we come up and think, oh, well, it's simplistic because they're like questions a child would ask is no, it's just because he doesn't know because he's a fucking alien. Makes sense. Or he's doing it to just totally bamboozle us and it's going to be like, ha, I'm actually a genius. Also, hi, Nobuhiko Okamoto, your voice actor. You're not fooling me after figuring that one out. Like, that would have made me sus as fuck right off the bat, but I don't think I noticed that right off the bat because I don't think I really looked. And now I know, and like, you know what? You know what? Typecast, sir. Anyway. Find someone to go with you. Is that what we did the last time when we ended up with Chigasaki? No, we do research at the library. Okay, so that's where Chigasaki is. Chigasaki mentioned checking for past episodes at the library. I might be able to help with that. Oh, no, that's true. That would have been, find someone to go with you would have been a Kase because we're on the information team now. And there's only those three choices. So, and only these three characters. Right. I kind of forgot where we were. I can't think of anything else to research, so I should chase after Chigasaki. I left the lodging, but Chigasaki was nowhere to be found. Ooh. Previously, I would have just gone out, but now I hesitated to leave alone. What do I do? But the world's true form was actually always how it was. I was simply ignorant at the time. Whether I know or not shouldn't change things, but it's different now. I still don't know anything about this world, even after the maintenance. I hadn't asked to follow anyone because I was afraid I would just be a drag on everyone. I already couldn't speak, and everyone was working hard to try and get my voice back. There shouldn't be any Arcadians at the library. I'll be okay if I run there. I made up my mind and ran to the library. Good for us! Upon entering the library, I checked to see that no one was there and caught my breath. I did see a few of the Arcadians on the way there, but they were far away, so I was able to run and avoid them. There are no Arcadians in the library. Thank goodness. I felt relieved as I walked in between the shelves. Soon I found Chigasaki. He's already watching the dramas. He was sitting on a chair and watching videos on a tablet. I tried not to interfere by walking quietly, but I saw a woman's face appear in the drama. Something about that seemed off, so I looked at the screen again from far away. What is this? I think I recognize the woman. It's taking a long time. Like, it took a long... That was crazy from clicking to, like, her sprite popping up to then the text changing. That was, like, such a fucking lag. Jesus, what the hell? I took a peek at the screen by moving closer, and Chigasaki stopped the video. Sina, did you come here alone? I'm sorry if I interfered. I thought I could catch up to you if I hurried. You would have sent me a message, and I would have gone with you. Chigasaki gave a big smile, and that made me realize something. That's right. She looks like Chigasaki. Okay! Now we know what... That's... Okay, listen, when it was like, I recognize that woman, in my brain I was like, Chigasaki's relative? And I wish I had said it out. It's one of those times, guys. Sometimes I think things in my head and I don't say them out loud. And then it comes up and I'm like, see, if I had said it out loud, because that's what I was wondering. Like, that woman looks familiar. And I was like, Chigasaki's mom or some shit? Sister? Okay. Okay. Which, all right. So, man, that's part of your... That can't be all... That can't be all of it. You know what I mean? That, like... Because, okay, this seems really bizarre. And I feel like that has to be addressed at some point in one of the later routes, right? Is Iochi's brother was here. He was a sponsor. Akase's parents were sponsors. And they volunteered his sister. Okay. I mean, I get the prior participants, but now Chigasaki's like sister or mom or something was like that's an awful lot of characters who have family members that have been part of this. And then there was something, well, Futami's younger brother, it was my brother always looked up to me, blah blah blah, and like I don't really remember what happened to his brother. I can't quite remember now, but I don't think it was only the like maybe Haiji is his younger brother and that's why he's actually here. You know. I just threw that out for the hell of it. But I mean, he just had like my brother always looked up to me and then stopped looking and now I'm like whatever. So like that's his whatever. But I mean, I guess you have two people who were prior participants, but then you have three people who are here looking for family members. Two of them work together. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I have a problem with that because, like, we're reusing the same plot lines a lot. Or if it's more like, well, you know what, though? Like, the amount of coincidences and the fact that everyone's a little intertwined is kind of interesting because, like, theoretically, in the scheme of the world, there's going to be things you're like, it's really weird that these two things happen. It's so coincidental, but it's just the nature of the world. Like, shit's going to happen sometimes exactly identical and weird. And you're like, this seems weird. And like, it was pre planned by the universe. And it's just a series of odd, weird coincidences, right? So, like, them using that to their advantage in this, it's not like it's, okay, we're rehashing the same plot. It's just, well, that's really coincidental that you're using the same plot, but you've at least done it differently enough where it doesn't feel like you want to roll your eyes and be like, okay, same thing, and now it's boring. You know what I mean? Especially because if you look at Iochi and Akase's, they're very similar. We both work for the Information Bureau. Obviously, they're partners. Both of their family member or members were family member in Iochi's case and members in Akase's. That's going with that. I worded it weird. But anyway, like they had family members that were sponsors, but Akase also had like a sister that was here. So then if Chigasaki had like a family member that had been a past participant, like it's like they kind of overlap in the little Venn diagram, but it's not exactly the same plot, so I don't necessarily mind it because it so far when their plot lines are similar, they kind of go off in different enough directions where it's not like, oh, okay, another family member that was here before. Or like Dazai, having been a prior participant, is going to be different enough from Ibana where it's not going to be like, oh, okay, another. You know what I mean? So, like, I think they've done well with that, but I'm kind of curious how they're going to make Chigasaki different enough that it's the third time they've used a family member was here before type of a thing, or you're here looking for a family member to make it different enough where you don't get the vibe that it's similar to the prior two. That were at least different enough that you're like, okay, sure. Strange that they're partners, but it also makes sense for them being partners and going because it's like they both had a stake and a reason to be here. So it made sense. Like, okay, we'll partner you guys up and you'll both go in and then you can look for your family members in the sponsor thing and you have ties to this. So it kind of makes sense how they ended up being partners. I could see why they did that overlap and you're like, okay. But now there's Chigasaki and it's like, okay, but don't make it different enough. And not like, well, I also work for the Information Bureau. I'm a third partner. Because then it's like, all right, seriously. You know? We'll see. We'll see. But damn, I wish I had said Chigasaki's relative. Like, damn, I wish I had said that. Whatever. Is something wrong? The woman in the drama you were watching seemed to resemble you a little. Does she? Do I look feminine? That's not what I meant. Chigasaki, if I had to choose, you're more like a prince. Aw, a prince. That's the first time someone's called me that. I sure don't think I am. Alright, why? I mean, to be fair, if you're like a prince, yeah, I know. Okay, well now you're like a douche. A prince would be like, what? No, I'm not a prince. They would deny it. They'd be like, I don't really think so. I'm just a humble farmer. You know what I mean? Be a douche if they thought they were like a prince, but then there's also the side of, I don't think I am because I like to kill people. Princes don't do that. You know what I mean? Like if we were talking to Futami, that's where I think you're going with that. That's not true. You're kind. You talk politely too. You're kind. You talk politely too. Okay, I can't read today. I don't know. Sentences all come out awkward. I think it matches you perfectly. You make convincing compliments. Chigasaki laughs a little while he turns off the screen of the tablet and puts the disc back on that shelf. Disc, a recorded medium. Its official name is CHVD, or Compact Holographic Versatile Disc. Just holding it over a bangle or a tablet can load its data. That would be kind of convenient. There was nothing weird about what was happening, but I did notice that his hand holding the disc was shaking. He's trying to hide it from us, so it's like, oh, I stopped watching the video, I'm just gonna put it back and hide it, and it's never gonna be seen again, like Dazai deleting that freaking shit in Ibana's route. I would believe it. His hand's shaking and he looks to be in pain. Chigasaki, what happened to your left hand? Oh. Huh? Oh, I just bumped into something. It's fine now. Chigasaki said that and put his hand behind his back as if to hide it. That made me even more curious. Please show me. Okay. Hey, wait! I pulled at his arm by force and rolled up his sleeve. The part from his wrist to his elbow was red and swollen, and it was like he had a fever. He said this was from bumping into something, but it's severely swollen. Interesting. How did this happen? I saw some scrapes on his hand and his clothes were slightly dirty. What were you doing? Maybe he took a bad fall. I used the bangle and sent a request to Watcher for an ice pack and towel. You need to chill it. Have a seat right there. No, but it doesn't hurt, so don't worry about it. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm wondering because he's on the information team, and we know that like Akase when he was looking for his parents and sister and whatever, banging on door. Remember, like I feel like that was in Futami's route, like him going basically off his rocker, trying to break things and pushing the boundaries and like whatever, you know. So looking for his family and that. So now I feel like this is a similar situation where Chigasaki was trying to poke around somewhere, got himself hurt, and is now just kind of not acknowledging it happened. It happened because, you know, the information gathering team is not like you're just gathering information. You're not like scaling walls and busting into buildings. And even though Akase is doing that, he's doing it in secret, sneaking out at night, whatever. Shigesaki's doing it in secret, but if he was like, oh, well, I went to this place and I was trying to bust through this door, and everyone would be like, why? No reason, just gathering information. It would seem really suspicious, and then he'd have to explain about his mom, sister, whoever, right? So, okay, I can see him doing similar to what Akase was doing. Maybe not as extreme. I feel like Shigesaki's a little calmer in the I'm gonna try to find information than like Akase, I'm gonna bust this fucker down. Like, you know, but who knows? Who knows? Chigasaki could just be playing calm and collected. I don't believe that this doesn't hurt. Now sit down. I pulled up a chair and waved him over. Chigasaki finally relented and sat down. Dear, I can be quite forceful sometimes. When my younger brothers fought, they kept quiet about their injuries, which worsened. Heal faster if they're treated early. And I'm like your little brother then? Right now, maybe. And then I better listen to my big sister. I put the ice pack on his arm, and Chigasaki grimaced. It does look painful. It's really swollen. Sorry for making you do this. I'm the one who always needs help. Not true. You never do anything. He looks depressed. Chigasaki's kind, but he's sort of restrained. Or should I say modest? After chilling his arm for a bit, I thought of getting some bandages, but Chigasaki stopped me. It'll just get in the way, so leave it as is. I feel much better now that you chilled it. Thank you. Really? Please don't push yourself too hard. Chigasaki and I finally resumed the research and checking past episodes. To be Speaking of which, the past episodes can be viewed from the Bangle. Yes, but there are much too many, so the old ones have been deleted from the Bangle. You can check all the data here. I nodded in agreement and looked at the shelf. Past episodes were organized by the drama's titles from episode 1 to completion, as well as some partially completed ones. A summary was written on the back of the disc, so I looked around to check which to watch. I wasn't in the mood to watch anything extreme. I don't really want to see any of the cast get hurt. I don't even know which one to start with. I don't want to see anyone get hurt. Chigasaki expressed the same sentiment as me, so he put the suspense drama back on the shelf. Let's watch a romance one. That won't be awkward. After a while, he finished picking his selections and he resumed watching on the tablet. What do I do? I wonder just how many dramas there are anyway. I don't know when the cast members were switched out, but considering the huge number of titles, I think there were a lot of people imprisoned here as cast. There are 10 of us, and each time the same number of people are kidnapped. Are there dozens? Or over 100? When did they start doing this? Why? Sana, I felt a chill, but then Chigasaki called my name, bringing me back to my senses. He waved me over and showed me the video he was playing. Sorry, this has nothing to do with the punishment game, but do you know this drama? You've seen it before? Yes, there were reruns on TV in the past, and I think it was a relatively famous drama. The title does sound familiar. I think there's a drama back home with the same title. But what about it? Having similar titles is common. I wonder if there's something that bothered Chigasaki about it. Well, that's interesting. And remember, we saw it on the TV, our parents had it playing or whatever, we saw it and we were traumatized, right? And you're like, oh yeah, there's a drama back on TV that I feel like you would know, because like the thought that pops in your head with that is like, what if the drama that you were watching was really just the Otherworld stream? But like how it says, oh, Arcadians can't recognize the people. It's like, but your friends don't recognize you because you're made to look like someone else. You know what I mean? Could you imagine like you're watching reruns of Happy Days but like the phones is like 6 different people throughout the course of the series, but I don't know why Happy Days is the first thing that popped in my mind. I think it's because it's black and white here in the background. So like, I know my brain is like, I don't know modern TV shows because I don't have cable, so I have no idea what's on the air right now. I really don't. I'm like, oh, we're just gonna watch the same shows we watched like 10 years ago on repeat. But you know what I mean? Like, you're watching a TV show, pick your favorite show, and you're like, but that cast member, and it's been 6 years that it's been on air, but the first 2 seasons were one person, and like they changed because like it was somebody that was kidnapped and forced to act in these dramas. Like, are you like, what the fuck? That's crazy. And that's where my brain just went to, but I'm like, the thing is, you would recognize all of the titles. You'd be like, Happy Days? Friends? How I Met Your Mother? The Big Bang? You're like, these are all TV shows that have happened over the last couple of decades. What the fuck? You know what I mean? You'd recognize more than just this one sounds familiar. You know what I mean? Plus, to be fair, the way these kids act, most of them, aside from Tomose, kind of suck at it. So you'd kind of notice if you were watching a TV, you'd hope. And you're like, why did the acting get... Like, the acting was pretty good for this character in season 1, but then season 2, like, good fucking god, it was awful. Season 3 was average. Season 4 was really good, and then season 5 was back to being shitty, but it all seems like 5 different people played this character. You know what I mean? Think you'd notice that? You know? So, like, but there was just something in my brain that was like, I don't know if I trust this now, and like, what's really going on here? Or accidentally, you've seen that, because like, we know that she's accidentally seen a piece of the Otherworld stream, so how did I see it? You know what I mean? If it's just this rumor that circulates and no one's actually ever seen it. So like, you know? Interesting. Anyway. Oh, it was a familiar drama, so I was just wondering if you also knew about it, Sana. It's a bit random. Sorry. Maybe I sound a bit harsh when I communicate by text. He didn't need to apologize. Really is so modest. I'm also interested, so do you mind if I watch it with you? Not at all. Go right ahead. After saying that, Chigasaki set up a space for me to his left side. I saw a wired earphone, which was a bit of a rarity nowadays. Chigasaki is 40 years old. Chigasaki is officially not a teenager. You're using a wired headset, which is rare. I mean, I will not. I hate the fact phones. We don't put the headphone jack in. Fuck you. I'm getting a phone with a headphone jack. I'm not using fucking wireless. No. It's one more goddamn fucking thing you have to plug in and charge. And like, good fucking God. How many times have, oh, my mouse fucking died. Son of a bitch. Because it doesn't have a battery that I can do. I have to charge it, which is fucking obnoxious. And then I got to charge my headphones. And I actually did have wireless ones at one point. I tried them, but it was one of those like, okay, you don't know, and then you go out, and 2 minutes into your walk, it's like, battery dying, and then your headphones are dead, and you're like, now I can't listen to music, and this is fucking miserable. So like, I don't have to worry about that if I can plug those motherfuckers in. So Chigasaki is old as fuck because he's using wired headphones, just like I would be. Like, I'd be like, fuck this technology because it's stupid. That fucking headphone jack does not take up that much motherfucking room in your phone. Jesus Christ. The things are the size of, like, the International Space Station at this point. You can put a fucking headphone jack in that shit. Okay? Actually, I think you can get some that are, like, that plug into, like, your, you know, charging port. Well, I'm like, you know, the thingy that you plug your phone in to plug your phone into, you know. Can't you get some that are, plug into that, probably. Anyway, wired earphones. Chigasaki's old and sus now. I was listening to the voices by earphone, but would you like to listen to? There's no one on here. You sure are... Oh, there's no one here. You sure are proper. Still a library. Aww. Look at our little Chigasaki CG. He looks like he's got a little blush. It's not pink, but it's a little like, oh. She has it too. So we sat next to each other and shared the pair of earphones. This puts us so much closer than I thought. It's not that close. When I watch dramas with Futami, although we were close, this is closer. I knew it wasn't on purpose, so I made up an excuse in my mind while I tried to distract myself from the situation, focus on the drama. It's rare to see an earphone that isn't wireless. I requested a model that's similar to the one I usually use. The regular ones have pitches I don't like. So you're particular about these things? It's not so much being particular as when it gets too loud, my ears hurt. Oh, was the volume too low for you? Just have sensitive hearing, or that could be sus. I don't know. Well, just a bit. I mean, everybody's got to have a quirk. You know what I mean? So he has sensitive hearing. That's his quirk. Like Ibana's quirk is, I have bad eyesight. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's just the man wears glasses. So Chigasaki could just have sensitive ears. But I feel like when it's glasses, it's like, okay, yeah, he's got glasses. Great. Okay, fine. They've got blonde hair or whatever. But then it's like when you have something like this, oh, I have sensitive hearing. It's like, why? There's always something about, there's a reason for it aside from, it's just part of who this person is. And we're just throwing it out there. Like, glasses or tattoos or like he's got earrings. Okay. It's like the sensitive hearing is symbolic of something. I don't know why. Could just be he's got sensitive hearing. But you know what I'm saying? Anyway. Let me raise the volume. Let me know if it gets too loud. He moves, our shoulders might touch. Wait, I shouldn't be caring about this. We're watching the drama right now. I couldn't concentrate very well as we continued watching the drama. This one's quite old. I know the general summary of it. Shall we borrow the script? It seems like they made some changes to the plot. Okay, so then it sounds like what they're doing here is this is a drama, like, it would be like if you ended up in the other world stream, there'd be, like, Happy Days, again, because I'm just using that as the prior one, and it'd be like, oh, it's similar to the one that you see, but okay, this is one that they did, and they adjusted the script and whatever, so it's like, they copied it. You know what I mean? All right. I was like, listen, if you're trying to tell me the shit we watch is actually the other world stream, and that is some weird government conspiracy going on, like levels deeper than I would have expected. Because obviously we know there's some kind of government conspiracy with Iochi being like, ha, I'm gonna call my director, and then being like, what? Nah, I don't know who you are, Like, there was some shit going down there, so you knew. You're like, the governments and people have somebody's got their fingers in this pot. This is not just like, we have no idea what's happening. Somebody knows some shit. You know what I mean? But okay, it's not that level deep. But the main parts are still the same, right? I think it was a romance story about a girl returning to the countryside from the city. You're right. And in this part, she'd go to the river to play, but that's what seems to have been cut out. Oh, really? Now that I know it's cut, I'm interested in that part. It's a heartwarming scene. The two of them should fight due to a small misunderstanding, but make up by playing in the water. On the way home, they look at the sunset next to each other and kiss. It's very picturesque. Chigasaki's and my eyes met. We were extremely close, so it felt awkward for me. Oh, that's sorry. I like that part of the episode, so I couldn't help but talk about it. He sounds so bashful about it, and it's making me embarrassed. I should change the subject. Chigasaki, do you like dramas a lot? Wouldn't say I like them a lot, but dramas have some heartwarming and wonderful stories, so they leave a strong impression. I rarely watch any horror or suspense. I also don't like splatter flicks. Yeah, they look painful just watching. I know what you mean. As we talked, the drama we were watching ended. A lot of subtitles displayed on screen. Oh, looks like it ended. The story should be much longer, but maybe they changed that too. Well, it's episodic. So are you thinking of it as it was a movie, or it's still like a TV show episode and this one is like, like, oh, it used to be an hour-long show, but they only made this 10 minutes. But, like, you'd have to think that the episodes for the Otherworld stream are always shorter than normal TV episodes. So if they took a TV show or a drama that was on that was popular and then they decided, like, oh, let's bring it and show it to the Arcadians. This is a good example instead of writing their own type of a thing. Then, yeah, they're going to make it shorter, you know? Anyway, this isn't so much subtitles as end credits. It resembled a regular drama's end credits, and all the cast names were being listed. That was the last episode. This was the first time I've watched an Otherworld stream to the end. So these are the credits. Oh, the end credits continue, and the producer, director, and other roles are now showing. They have no names and only their roles. Too bad. Would it hurt for them to show their names? Yes. So that's interesting, because I feel like... Now, I can't quite remember if in prior ones, like... I mean, I would guess not, because I feel like in Futami's Route, if Futami's brother was a sponsor, someone would have seen that. Not Futami, Iochi's brother was a sponsor. Somebody would have seen that. And the same thing with Akase. But I thought in Akase's route, we did see Akase's last name as, you know what I mean? Someone noticed that as sponsors, and it was like... So it's interesting that in this one, it's just producer, director, and there's no name for the like, there's, you know what I mean? Because I feel like it came out that you could see that, and that was like, well, that's interesting. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I'm trying to find something that could be a hint. Well, I thought that I suddenly heard a loud noise in my ear. Sorry, I messed up adjusting the volume. Chigasaki looked nervous as he removed my earphone. He apologized profusely. Is your ear okay? I'm sure it was loud. Really sorry. He doesn't have to be so sorry. He looked pale as he continued to apologize, and I wasn't sure how to calm him down. If only I still had my voice, I might have been able to say something considerate. Fine, I heard you the first time. I didn't think that really made him feel better, but I smiled at Chigasaki. I'm sorry. The end credits ended. Did you want to watch them again? No, I'm fine. The drama's over anyway. Besides, right now... Right. And then let's watch another drama. But what was that part that mentioned the sponsor? I was surprised by the loud sound and only saw for a moment, but I think it was there. Was it written there? Yes, and normal TV dramas would have sponsors funding it, but how would that work for the Otherworld stream? The Otherworld stream has outside funding? I haven't seen advertisements during the show. But now they're making it sound like when she's talking about sponsors, they mean like, like companies that put ads in, like they buy a spot, or like, when you're watching YouTube or something, sponsor this part. Okay, this video is sponsored by this brand, and I'm going to talk about them. You know what I mean? Like that's what it sounds like. But we know that like the sponsors are actual people. But it's always has been a wonder, like, are there outside? Because how does any of this operate? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that has always been a question. Like, okay, sure, Futami's out there picking people out and doing whatever, but like, where are they getting all their money? So you'd have to think there are either wealthy individuals or somehow companies secretly fund. You know what I mean? Like, this is bigger than just a bunch of random people doing it. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta get money somewhere. So I'm wondering if they're gonna like lead toward that, but I feel like it would have been, well, I mean, maybe it wouldn't come out till now. Who knows? I wonder what it could be. Oh, I thought of something and touched the display. I typed in a direct request for Watcher. Unless, like, Chigasaki's got, like, family money and his family was directly involved. Like, okay, Akase's parents were sponsors. They were doing some kind of shit like Futami. But Chigasaki could have family money and maybe they were just, like, donate, like, money donors. You know what I mean? Like, maybe? Maybe that's your tie in here. But then why was your person that you knew in here? Like, oh, that woman looked like you. And then he quickly put that one away instead of, hey, you want to continue watching it? You're hiding that. So that's going to come back, right? Watcher, do you know what the sponsor is? And not long after, Watcher spun around.
The sponsor is also known as the donor. They are important to the otherworld stream. They import goods from outside Arcadia.
So, but that's the thing. Futami's importing goods, but where is he getting them from? Futami is not like independently wealthy where he's got the money. So this is, where's that tie? Because that seems weird. So that's what, I think that's different from the usual meaning of the word sponsor. But Watcher said to bring goods from outside of Arcadia? Like, then is the sponsor in our world, or maybe this world?
Normally, the sponsor lives outside of Arcadia, but currently the sponsor lives in Arcadia. The sponsor can travel between worlds.
Really? Then that means, why didn't you tell us something this important earlier?
I cannot answer if you do not ask.
That's not what I meant. Isn't this information that we have to be told from the beginning?
In order to maintain fairness, this information is available, but is deemed unnecessary under normal circumstances.
Should have expected this. Everything about the Otherworld stream is so unreasonable. Hey, and there's no mistake that this sponsor is in this Otherworld, then. God damn, I can't read. Anyway, there's no mistake that this sponsor is in this Otherworld, then. What do we do with this information? I tapped the display with force, although that probably didn't do anything. Let's return and talk about it. We have to talk about whether to tell the others, too. Okay. From how it looks and how it does respond to requests each time, I'd forgotten that this is still the Watcher. I better not forget that they're on the side of the director and producer. I felt some animosity over this as Chigasaki and I left the library. Evening came around and we met in Dazai's room. Oh wait, is this the part where we were already, okay, we've already done all that. But then are we going to mention that we know about, okay, we're talking about the sponsor here. So like the sponsor did come up, but I don't, like, we didn't, well, I mean, I guess depending on who you were with, it's like, oh, the sponsor came up and it came up in conversation that, oh, the sponsor is here and blah, blah, blah and whatnot. And wherever we went the last time with Kase, then we found out about, like, it just would have been a different way of finding out about the sponsor. That's okay. I kind of forgot we were in the common route still. I was like, all right, we could skip. We probably already, like, did this. Okay, we go to the living room, which makes sense because there's Chigasaki. So why wouldn't we go here? Okay. Ibana's arguing with our poor Chigasaki. Ibana, don't be mean to him! Chigasaki, don't be mean to Ibana either, okay? Ibana's my sweet little marshmallow. I think Chigasaki's a sweet little muffin right now, but I don't know you like I know Ibana, okay? I know Ibana's my precious. Go to the park. I mean, all right. So that's interesting that, okay, so we found out the sponsors here, but I guess no different information has come up about the sponsor technically. Um, it's just the way they presented it in that particular thing that made it sound like, but yeah, I mean, a sponsor, where are they getting, I mean, that's another thought. Where are they getting the money? Because it's not like, oh, Futami's the sponsor, but does Futami have a fuck ton of money? Akase's parents might have used all their money, but like, this is going to take money to run and you're getting goods and stuff. So even if you were the one transporting all the stuff in, how are you purchasing it? Where are you getting it from? Type of a thing. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're going to the yard, I would assume. I'm going to assume we haven't done this before. I was going to see if I'm like, I wonder if we skip, but no, because the only time we did the information round, we were with Akase. Okay, never mind. I looked outside and saw the yard. It seemed so comfortable that I just wanted to go out. I looked around the yard and saw the warm sun rays shining onto someone there. Huh, is that Chikasaki? I would assume so, because when we said go to the yard, he was there on the front page. I cautiously approached Chikasaki and I noticed that he was sleeping and quietly breathing. I've never seen Chikasaki look so vulnerable before. Oh. Huh? Oh, Miss Sina. I'm sorry, did I wake you? We got our voice back now. It's alright. I didn't intend to fall asleep here, but the weather's just too nice. I couldn't help but doze off. That is the best spot for that. I understand why you'd want a nap. So embarrassing. Well, if you'd like, join me, Sena. He scooted over to make space for me, so I obliged and sat next to him. Everyone's gone out today, so the lodging's so quiet. Hey, speaking of which, I have this image that you're always here alone, Shigasaki. Maybe I am. It's fun to be around everyone, but I do like to spend time by myself, too. Introvert unlocked. Like, I understand. It's important to have some time to just chill out. Oh, in that case, maybe I'm in the way. You're relaxing right now, so I should get going. Take care now. Right as I stood up from the bench... Oh, wait. Huh? Oh, sorry. Sina, are you... Oh, yeah. Do you like stuffed animals? Oh, I think we have had this conversation before. Huh? Well, I do like them. I mentioned stuffed animals all of a sudden. The topic was so sudden, but Shigasaki looked relieved by my answer. I mean, we've had this conversation with him before. Why would we have had this conversation with him before? I mean, this is a come-up, but we never went down the information aside from with Akase, and I can't imagine we would have gone here to talk to Shigasaki. Okay, we have done this before. Because he gives us the bear. Oh, okay. Okay, and now we exit the lodging where we see a... Okay, I was just I was like, wait, is this one of those where we do two things? Okay, so we've already done that before, guys. Alright, so here we're supposed to don't go and wake him up, which is different. So I'm gonna say... Alright, let's see. He'll wake up eventually, so it's alright. Because go and wake him up was obviously for Akase, I'm assuming. I'm still sleepy. Akase eventually woke up after everyone had finished eating. He ate breakfast alone, slowly.
I'm finally awake. Ibana was fuming earlier. He said he'd just put breakfast away the next time you oversleep.
Seriously? He really is a mom. I think so too.
Yoshi, where's the sponge? How do I wash this? Oh, hold on. I'm on my way.
Cooking team's finally functioning.
Yeah, I better work hard. It's still early, but I need to get going.
Got it. I should do my info gathering too. Okay, alright, this is different than what we're gonna go to the park, but we're roughly at time, so I can't think of what to research now, so I should go to the park for now. The park has lots of Arcadians, so I can try and learn from them. Or did we go to the park? Well, it wasn't blue, so I'm assuming we didn't, but I'm gonna stop here, and when we come back in the next part, we'll see if we start skipping from here, if this is totally different. I don't know, because I'm guessing that if we chose to go wake up Well, I know if we went to wake up Akase, that's when he like pulled us into bed with him, basically. But that might have kind of branched a little bit from here because I don't see that either one of these was blue, as if we hadn't gone either one of these places. So that leads me to think that we can't skip this, but who knows? I don't know. Some of the choices show in blue text that you've done it, but the other ones, like go to the lodge, exit the lodge, go to the library, whatever, like those ones where you choose the group of characters or character that's in a locate, those ones don't ever change color. So maybe this is like that. I don't know. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.